And in our top business story, the healthcare sector is expected to drive the jobs market in the UAE as opportunities dry up in the hospitality, oil and gas and banking industries. Healthcare professionals' demand increased by 12% year-on-year in terms of jobs listed online at the portal monster.com last month, according to the site's employment index. The overall jobs market declined 22% year-on-year in the number of jobs listed on the portal for the UAE last month, with officials quoted in a local report stating that due to economic slowdown and uncertainty, firms are downsizing and restructuring their workforce. Expansion of existing hospitals and construction of new hospitals to tap into the private healthcare market drive recruitment in the sector. Among the new hospitals in the pipeline are Aster DM's largest Medcare branded hospital, expected to open in Sharjah with 150 beds next month, and a 100-bed Aster hospital in the Northern Emirates next year. When looking at other sectors, the consumer goods division reported 25% year-on-year growth in online job posts, followed by manufacturing and automotive, and the engineering and construction sectors at 8% and 6% respectively. The hospitality sector reported the steepest drop in job opportunities at 38% year-on-year. The number of hotels under construction in Dubai alone last month increased 16.8% to touch 20,882 rooms across 67 hotels, the second highest in the Middle East after Mecca, according to the analytics company STR. The oil and gas sector, meanwhile, recorded a fall of 33%, and the banking and financial service sector fell 22% year-on-year. Among the hardest hit are accountants and software and hardware professionals, besides customer service personnel. Demand for office space in Dubai has fallen over the past 6 months in the wake of the low oil prices and the economic slowdown elsewhere in the Arabian Gulf that dampened the need for commercial space. Real estate consultancy Cluttons, in its biannual office market bulletin, found that rents for commercial property remained largely flat as companies retrenched staff and considered future strategy. It said decisions on whether to acquire, expand or move had largely been put on hold, which has led to the exaggeration of the typical summer season slowdown. Rents remained largely stagnant in the second quarter, which falls in 6 out of 22 submarkets. Rents in older buildings in certain areas fell, such as Garhoud by 18%, Al Barsha by 10% and Dira by 5%. However, there were a few submarkets that reported gains at the upper end of the market, such as Dubai International Financial Centre with a 6% increase and TCOM with a 7% increase. According to officials from Cluttons, free zone areas have remained in relatively high demand, adding that prime areas of these free zones have low vacancy rates of about 5% compared with 20% in Sheikh Zayed Road. The Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange announced that it has succeeded in achieving a compliance rate of 97% regarding the disclosure of the second quarter financial statements of its listed public joint stock companies. 64 listed companies out of 66, both local and foreign, disclosed their second quarter financial statements for 2016 within the deadline of 45 days from the end of the financial period. The combined net profit of all listed companies as of June 30th has shown a decrease of 5.29% in comparison to the same period in 2015. The highest recorded increase was in the telecommunications sector with an increase of 22.98%, followed by the real estate sector with an increase of 13.01%. Earlier, the Dubai financial market announced that its 47 UAE listed companies showed a 100% compliance to disclose of the results within the deadline, disclosing that it had suspended trading in shares of one of the dual listing companies, City Financial Investment Company, for failing to disclose the full interim financial statements in accordance with the Securities and Commodities Authority and Dubai Financial Market Authority requirements. Unpaid credit card balances, car loans and other forms of personal borrowings continue to be an issue for consumers in the UAE, with total debt levels rising by 7.5% over the past year. The average resident in the country now carries a debt burden worth 42,600 dirhams, as the total amount of personal loans reached 430 billion dirhams during the second half of 2016, up from 400 billion dirhams a year earlier. The latest debt data provided by the National Bank of Abu Dhabi cover the amount of car, credit card and business loans that cash-strapped consumers owe their banks as of June this year. According to local reports, a number of households have been feeling the pinch and left with no cash buffers as the economic environment remains subdued, owing to the decline in oil prices. In a recent survey, a significant number of residents said that the high cost of housing and rising education and utility bills remain the biggest concerns. Others, especially Western expats and Arabs, are also worried about potential job losses, while 44% of UAE nationals are worried about mounting loans.